I've come here today to do a film about chickweeds and mouse ears, and all these plants are really common but probably go unrecognised or unobserved because a lot of them look rather similar and the flowers are small and the plants grow low. Now this one is called common mouse ear, and you can tell it's a mouse ear because it has hairy leaves and the leaves do not have stems. Sadly, this one isn't flowering at the moment. It should be in the next few days, but this is common mouse ear and it's growing on a piece of bare land close to where I live. Now this one has quite a different growth form. It's much more compact and it grows lower and doesn't spread out quite so much. This one is called sticky mouse ear, and you can compare it with the common mouse ear that's growing next to it. Both of them have hairy leaves, and this one feels a bit sticky, hence its name, sticky mouse ear. And here's a sticky mouse ear flowering in all its glory. The flowers don't tend to open really at any time, but the fact that the flowers don't open makes them perhaps even more noticeable. So this is a sticky mouse ear. Hopefully you can see the flowering head there. And here's a common mouse ear that's grown quite tall, and you can see it's quite different from the other one, and the flowers are in clusters, as you can see. They're white. I imagine they may well open later in the day, but it's only about 8 o'clock at the moment as I'm filming this, bright and early. Attractive if you get up close to them. Again, hairy leaves with no stems to them. That's common mouse ear growing here. Now this, I think, is a form of common chickweed. It might be small chickweed, I don't really know, but chickweed as a plant is quite polymorphic. It changes its forms depending on where it's growing. Why this particular variety should be so small, I don't know, but I suspect it's is common chickweed. Small chickweed is much less common in this area, so I wouldn't expect it to be that. And the flowers are opening on this plant as well. But here we've got, a few meters away, another sticky mouse ear, this time growing pretty low, maybe because it's in the shade. It's difficult to be sure the reasoning for that. These chickweeds, I have to say, are quite difficult to identify with any certainty, and they're growing here at the bottom of a electricity installation in Nottingham. I don't think that they're mouse ear chickweeds. I think they're varieties or forms of common chickweed, but common chickweed doesn't normally look like this. I think it's quite polymorphic, really. In other words, it changes its form depending on where it's growing. These small plants, I think, growing in these cracks in the paving at the local doctor's surgery are, I think, small versions of common mouse ear, and there are lots of them growing here. You can see them all lined up, and they're dwarfed probably because of shade and shortage of nutrients here. And finally, these are the forms of chickweed that are perhaps the most common around gardens. The leaves have stems, and they're rounded and lush, and and they aren't hairy really. And you can see the flowers starting to open early in the morning here. There's one there, hope you can see it. Okay, that's chickweeds, a very variable group of plants, very difficult to identify, and I hope that this helps you to just see the variety of these plants that there are just growing commonly around the city. They all look very similar, so you have to take your ID book with you if you don't know how to identify them from sight. So If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and once again thanks for watching.